Hello, beautiful queen. Today we are speaking about something that goes deeper than a moment of self-care or self-love practice. We are talking about your pleasure as power and the decisions that you need to make as a busy, high-achieving woman in order to reclaim this pleasure power of yours. This isn't pleasure that's just sexual, although your sexual pleasure is definitely sacred, and I love speaking about that. You know that on this channel. But I'm talking about a kind of pleasure that really lives in your cells. It allows you to soften, to become present. It nourishes you. It melts that tension that you might be holding in your body, in your belly, in your womb. And it's a pleasure that really whispers to you that you are safe to be wild, to be fully in your body, alive, connected. And this is found through your presence and willingness to drop into your feminine body. So many women I work with are deeply craving this feeling, this deep embodied yes to be a woman, like a whole body yes. They feel it. And yet they've been taught to override it, to live in overdrive, to earn love through performance. And it's also not their fault. So if that's been you as well, it's not your fault. It's just how we've learned how to survive in this world. But pleasure reclaims you as a beautiful, radiant woman. It brings you back into this space of inner approval, where you're not trying to fix yourself, you're not hustling to be worthy, you're not stuck in your head wondering if you're doing something right, if you're saying something right. You're simply in your body, and you know as well, you come into this feeling of, I'm already enough, I am doing enough, I'm already radiant. And I get to feel good. I get to listen to myself. I get to listen to that erotic aliveness, the wisdom inside of me. And yes, that happens when you start to reclaim your pleasure, which you know that I love to speak about on this channel. And if you are new here, welcome, my love. I'm Jessica Angileri. If you're joining me here again, I'm so deeply grateful for you and your presence here. You know that this channel is for you. I love guiding women out of their masculine overdrive and into their soft magnetic power of their feminine through sensual movement, through sacred ritual, through emotional alchemy. I really help you and other women just like you unlock and reclaim your goddess, your royal goddess codes of love, beauty, wealth, sexuality, sensuality, all these juicy things that make you this whole woman that some of us have disconnected from, right? So I love to guide you back into your body that feels like home. And a life that really turns you on, when you create the life that turns you on. So this isn't about what I'm speaking about here today. It's not a quick self-care moment or a performance of pleasure. It's about remembrance, really. And this is why I have called my 90-day group program Feminine Remembrance. We remember her. We remember her codes, the goddess codes, through our pleasure, through the body. This is what I get so turned on by. And when you reclaim your pleasure, you tap back into your power. You return to the woman that you were before, maybe that you were told to tone down. You return back to that woman before you were told to push through or earn your worth. Stop being so powerful. Stop being so expressive. Stop being so sensual, right? So we are here to regain that power of ours that was always there, but doing it in a way that isn't performative. And that is the key here, returning to this pleasure and reclaiming your ability to open to wealth, to open to beauty, to love that goes beyond the conditions and the performance. So then you become the woman who doesn't chase, and instead she is tapped in, anchored in her body, and from that space she receives. She knows how to receive from her place of worthiness. And then from there, your radiance just starts to drip from your presence, because you know that you are this gorgeous divine goddess source. And so my work is this space where you truly remember that and you live it. But here's the truth that I want to share with you today. Pleasure isn't something that just happens, right? It's a decision that you need to make. And there are 4 core decisions every woman, I believe, must make if she really wants to reclaim her pleasure and awaken to her feminine power in a way that just feels like home, right? You don't have to go out there and chase it. So that's what I want to drop into today with you. So the first decision that you need to make is to know that you are a sensual being and that pleasure is essential. Yes, this is a decision that you have to make. It doesn't just come easy for us, as I said. So say that with me. I am a sensual being. And pleasure is essential to who I am. This is so vital for us, sister, because we have so many limiting beliefs wrapped around our feminine, wrapped around our pleasure. And we were told that it's selfish, it's indulgent, it's dangerous. It's not ours to hold on to. And we learned that sensuality and pleasure equals sexuality. And then sexuality, or our sexual essence, our natural sexual expression, equals shame, or that it's, just something that we do in the bedroom and we just leave it all up to him. And over time, all of this programming, it turns into an inner critic, and that voice in your head that tells you to get back to work, stop being too much, cover up, tone it down. It's too dangerous to feel this aliveness. And it's this voice that slowly kills the feminine inside of you. And every time you leave it all up to him, or another situation outside of you, or that holiday after you've worked so hard, we miss out on the wealth of aliveness that's already here in the body. And when you do this, you disown and you dishonor your power as a woman for pleasure, to feel good in the body, but also your ability to get so present with all that is moving through you, the range of emotions and wisdom that is here for you to tap into. So the very first step here is to notice that voice, notice your thoughts, notice when you feel guilty for slowing down, for feeling certain things, when you're rushing through beauty, when you deny yourself softness or slowing down, when you put all of that on the back burner because you think it's better to push through and force yourself to get shit done or try to get creative in your business. I've actually done an episode about how your perfectionism kills your pleasure. So go and check that out. It was in one of my most recent videos. But when you decide, pleasure is actually essential in my daily life, you choose to believe something new. Maybe your body isn't used to hearing that or feeling into that. But you slowly start to feel into how your sensuality is actually sacred, and that pleasure it's not an afterthought. It's part of your design. It's part of your cellular being. So notice when those old patterns show up, the old state of being that tells you to ignore yourself, ignore your aliveness, and ignore your emotions, and then ignore your pleasure. But when you start to believe that your pleasure is essential, you begin to soften and use that your pleasure to actually soften the harsh dialogue. And you realize, you know what? I don't need to really actually prove myself. My worth is here simply feeling in my being. And then you start to own yourself and you believe in yourself and you show up in a way that's unshakable because you learned how to choose you. And then in that space, your body gets to breathe again. Your feminine aliveness gets to feel again because you've chosen you. You've chosen your ability to feel so much juice, so much of your emotions, your dense emotions and the great juicy emotions. You stop shaming them. You allow. The next decision that you need to make is to know that pleasure is your responsibility. And this is a big one. As I said, we often leave our pleasure to our lover, to sex, what we do in the bedroom with someone else. We outsource our pleasure. We might wait for the weekend. We might wait for that vacation, the right moment, right? But pleasure doesn't work like that. Your innate build of pleasure. As I said, your pleasure is your power, and your pleasure then is your responsibility. So this is about coming back into your own authority around how you feel. No one else can do this for you. You get to have authority because you are a royal queen. A royal queen really owns her shit. She owns her emotions. She owns her mistakes. She owns her pleasure. So you have to take responsibility for this. So what does that really look like? Maybe it means you ask yourself daily, how do I actually want to feel today? What would actually allow me to be more present today or to be more grounded today? What would actually bring me more softness today or gentleness? What would allow me to feel more creative in this moment? It's about choosing pleasure over performance. Okay, so it means infusing it into smallest rituals in your daily things that you do. It doesn't have to be this big elaborate things. Although when you come into my space, we really do dive deep into pleasure. But you can really make it simple and tangible. Can you feel pleasure? And when I say pleasure, pleasure means that you become present. Can you be present in just sipping your coffee in the morning? Can you, when you wake up, can you just listen to the birds chirping? Can you maybe buy some flowers, put them in a vase, and just take your time to arrange the flowers in the vase? All of these things, when you think about it, ask you to slow down, right? And it asks you to be more present, to be more connected with the world within you and around you as well. Can you infuse pleasure maybe in the way that you take a stretch or take a breath into your belly or into your pussy? Maybe you can feel pleasure in just looking at yourself in the mirror and just saying, I love you. Receive yourself in this way. Your feminine was designed to receive. But if you're constantly pushing, rushing, outsourcing your pleasure, there's going to be no space or time to open because your receiving becomes blocked. You're not present. That's what it comes down to. So this decision of owning your pleasure changes your energy, your radiance, your magnetism. You feel more relaxed in your body. You feel safer in slowing down. So it's not about doing more. It's about allowing more. Take a breath with me there. So really feel the sun on your skin. Sip your coffee or your tea. Like, oh my God, what a gift from the earth to receive that in your body. Touch your body with so much love and reverence. These are not small things. They are a spiritual practice, a way for you to expand and unlock those goddess codes, the royal goddess codes in you. I actually had a client who mentioned, after she worked with me one-to-one and then she jumped in my grouped container, Feminine Remembrance, and she mentioned how her yoga now as well feels so much more pleasurable. Like she is enjoying her yoga. So she's doing her day-to-day things, but she's doing it now from a new space of pleasure, aliveness, connectiveness, activation, right? So that's what I mean about it being your day-to-day things can become this spiritual practice. So the third decision that you need to make in order to reclaim your pleasure is to create space for pleasure. You can't reclaim your feminine in a schedule that suffocates her, where she has no room to move, to breathe. So this is actually the most practical and probably the most overlooked piece of this, because pleasure needs spaciousness. She needs time, she needs breath. So this is the tangible part. Can you look at your schedule or look at your calendar in your home life, just your day-to-day life, in your business, and where can you soften your pace? Are you jamming so much in there that you're not giving yourself some space? Where can you say maybe no to things? Where can you carve out more space to just be with yourself, not to fix anything, not to achieve anything, just to give a moment for yourself? Where can you actually slow down in the things that you're doing? Slow down how you walk, slow down your breathing, slow down your eating, slow down your talk even, right? Your feminine thrives when she feels like you're connecting with her in that slowness, but she also thrives in an environment that actually supports her. In an environment that isn't perfect, but it's one that just makes you feel sensual, makes you feel beautiful. And whatever that means for you. So your definition of that is going to be unique to you. So that's also, yes, part of the spaciousness. There's time spaciousness. Are you making time for pleasure? But also physical spaciousness. So can you create a corner in your house, in your apartment? It doesn't have to be huge, right? Just a little space for you that feels sacred for you. Maybe you'd like to light a candle there, maybe to have a goddess statue there, maybe some flowers, maybe some soft fabrics, using scents and colors that feel like you. This is what I teach you when you come and join my space. But your feminine, she thrives in beauty, and a beauty that's not superficial either. It's a beauty that allows you to, it expresses your essence, right? So it's a healing frequency. So it doesn't mean that if your definition of beauty is minimalism, you don't have to be all elaborate, right? It can be minimalistic or it can be luxurious, whatever's the space that actually reflects your inner goddess. A space that says, I am home here. I belong here. I deserve to feel good. I deserve to bask in beauty around me. And maybe that's something that is a challenge for you. If you have been told, or you feel like you've taken on these ideas that I have to be minimalist in order to be worthy or to be spiritual, maybe this feels a little bit challenging for you. So notice that as well. But you deserve a space where you can truly feel creative and inspired and just overall beautiful and sensual. A space where you don't have to perform, where you feel without judgment, where your perfectionism can just take a nap. She can just sit still for a while, and then your soul can finally exhale. And sometimes we can do that, by making space for pleasure in our schedule and in our space as well. Now, the last decision that I feel every woman has to make when she wants to reclaim her pleasure and her power is to practice embracing authentic pleasure instead of chasing pleasure. I guess I've spoken about these, they're woven into what I've already said, and maybe can even feel a little bit contradictory to what I've said already about authentic, about pleasure. We need to make space for it. It needs to be our responsibility. But something that I would love to say, and I think this is just even more important than all of them, is that we don't practice pleasure. We don't practice pleasure in order to feel good. We allow ourselves to feel pleasure. So often pleasure can feel performative, or a lot of the time actually. And in that, whether we know this or not, it's like we are chasing that feeling or that feel good sensation. We might do a certain thing or wait for a certain moment in order to escape or to feel good. And then if we're not feeling great, then we might even shame ourselves. Or maybe we receive pleasure, we have the thing that we think we wanted, and then we guilt ourselves for having it. So the important thing here is that we are practicing presence, becoming available to every sensation. In this, you do become available to pleasure. This is how pleasure works, that a pleasure that isn't performative. And this is something I feel that many people are not really speaking about in the spiritual world or the like tantric world or self-love or sexuality, is that in order to be available to pleasure, we also have to be available to the pain. And that can feel really difficult at first. It's something that I know myself in my own journey and being devoted to the feminine for so many years now, and even witnessing my own clients. What I know for sure is that the pleasure will show up for you, even if, and especially if you allow yourself to feel those emotions or sensations that feel more dense or heavy or challenging, the ones that we want to push down. Pleasure can only exist in presence, right? So how can you be present and only choose the good feelings? You can't. So you have to and be willing to be present to what is, to all the feelings, to all these sensations and range of emotions that actually make you the woman that you are, this amazing whole woman. You start to become aware of the energy alive within you, the aliveness within you, the waves that move through you as sound or cries or desires, sparks of creation, like intentions, this need to scream, to move. This is how we feel erotic. This is how we welcome aliveness and pleasure, this ability to feel pleasure. It's not just about feeling good all the time. This is about opening to the possibility of what's here and in our feminine landscape. It's amazing. So when you allow yourself to sit in presence, in stillness, and then just allow whatever to arise, then you also see it with love and honor and respect. And then whatever is here and requires your loving attention, you just start to alchemize that pain and that discomfort into more love. You alchemize those challenging emotions, the judgments you might be carrying about yourself. You start to alchemize it, right, into more love. You start to feel a whole other level of erotic joy and bliss and just beauty through this aliveness. So allow the pleasure to arise. The presence of what is, instead of I have to do this practice to feel good. That's the old paradigm of chasing. So will you allow yourself to just be penetrated by love and life through your aliveness? I always see my clients, it's just so beautiful to witness that we talk about certain things, and then in the embodiment, sensual embodiment piece, there is this erotic charge, this sensual current that moves through them, and they start to cry and they start to allow these primal voices to move through them. And then there is also so much joy in it, like a sense of relief. And so they realize, oh my God, I can feel all of these things, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And that's what I desire for every woman to realize, like in herself, like, wow, what a powerful gift. What a powerful thing it is to be a woman and to have a yoni and to have a womb and to experience all these emotions instead of shaming them all the time. I can actually feel so good and so much pleasure at the same time, right? So you have to be willing to really open to all these more dense emotions as well. So just to end here, I just really want to come back to the truth that yes, we do have a collective wound. And this wound is about this pressure to do things right, to be perfect, to fix ourselves. Let me know if that's something that you've felt. And then there's that inner critic that really fuels all of it. But girl, she won't lead you home. You will continue to second guess yourself. It will keep you in this space of attracting men and opportunities that make you second guess yourself, that make you feel disconnected to your pleasure, to this love, to this aliveness. You will continue to feel unsafe in your body. And then you will continue to feel disconnected from not only your body, but the great love of the mother around you and within you. You will continue to have those blinders on that will stop you from seeing beauty in the smallest things. You will continue to leak out your emotions, and they will feel really difficult to move through. But there is another way, I promise you, because everything I'm saying, I've been there as well. So I know what it feels like. But there is another way, and I'm here to guide you in that. It's my absolute desire and wish and my mission here to guide women and to hold them in recognizing and reclaiming their true royal power, their innate royal codes of the goddess. The more you connect with your pleasure, the more you do connect with your wealth, with your aliveness, with your wisdom, with your why are you here, with your power of being a woman, and this beautiful current always moving inside of you who is here to continue offering love to you. So if you are going to really revive the feminine, or you want to, you have that desire, you feel it inside of you, you have to just start choosing differently. That's the only way. Make different decisions. Choose to be aware of when your inner critic is running the show. Choose to believe that you are a sensual being. Choose to take responsibility for your pleasure and bring it to life every day. Choose to make space for it, as I mentioned. Because remember, your pleasure is your ultimate tonic. It soothes and softens your inner critic. It melts the perfectionism. It amplifies your feminine radiance that's already within you. And when you commit to a feminine practice and be held in a feminine space to prioritize this kind of embodiment, that's what it is, embodiment. It's not just empowering, it's life-changing. This is life-changing. This is your invitation to remember, to receive, and to rise. Are you with me, Queen? I hope you are. And if you feel called to go deeper into this work, to move through these practices and really truly awaken your sensuality and pleasure and really become present in a way that's authentic and real and non-performative, of course, just really embodied way, then yeah, jump into my programs. I have my group program, Feminine Remembrance. You can work with me one-on-one. Make sure to sign up for my free course, Erotic Feminine Embodiment. And let's start breathing pleasure back into the body. Let's start releasing perfectionism together. And let's come back home to your feminine sovereignty. That's everything. Because girl, you deserve to live a life of beauty and pleasure, and it starts right now to feel more. So I'll leave you there. Let me know what landed for you inside this transmission today about pleasure. What are you going to start feeling into or activating? Which decision really spoke to you today? Let us know in the comments. And of course, do all those good things, like and share these videos. All of your support here means the world to me, and it allows me to get this message out to more amazing women just like you. So thank you so much for being here and part of my community here. I'm deeply grateful for you. And I'll see you again in the next episode. Make sure to check out my other episodes around this gorgeous topic, and I'll see you again soon. My name is Jessica Angileri. I'll see you, gorgeous. Bye. Mwah.